Hello everyone, it's me Jenny and it's time for another commentary. This is going to be a very fast talking commentary because I've got about half an hour before I go to work and I've got to have lunch and get dressed and all of those sort of things. So it's going to be super fast, but I have a lot of comments that I want to talk about as well, so we'll see how fast I can go. On my Gaming Mondays for the Don't Starve gameplay thingy, Boss Virgil asked what time I stream. I stream at 11 o'clock till 12 o'clock every Sunday, although this week, last week I had a sick day because I was still a bit sore from banging my head and had a cold. And this Sunday, hopefully I'll be able to do it, but I'm visiting my sister on the weekend, so hopefully I'll get back in time to start the stream, but it might be up a bit late. I tend to do updates on Twitter for any changes, so hopefully I'll be streaming this Sunday at 11 o'clock GMT, but we'll see how it goes. Moving on to my Random Tuesday vlog on my favourite things. Backthorn says that he really likes puzzles, but he really hates that feeling when you've been in the middle of a video game and you're trying to find that one item and you've passed over it several times and you get that "oh, damn it" feeling rather than the finally feeling. But there we go. Eric said that he gets a tingly feeling when someone whispers in his ear while he's getting a haircut, which is ASMR. I think someone's talked about something like ASMR, or I think something else along those lines, and said that I have it. So woo, the calming effect of people's voices. I like the concept. I've never actually experienced it, but cool. KSJ wonders if replying to comments is a level 15 in terms of the happy buzzy feeling, or the happy like a level 15 above the happy buzzy feeling. I enjoy replying to comments, guys. Maybe not as much as I enjoy being in a giant rainstorm in the middle of summer and everything's just like amazing, but I definitely enjoy replying to comments and doing the commentary, so woo! And he also really likes experiencing new places like the Grand Canyon and Los Angeles and London. So yeah, I love that. I remember this amazing feeling of serenity and calm when I first was driven round the Scottish mountains, and I didn't realise how big the Scottish mountains were, but I remember we had some amazing music on the CD player and we were just driving through and it was literally like being in a living, walking dream. It was amazing. Scotland's beautiful. Let's see. Nathan Lyle said I had a Gollum moment involving food. Yes, I did. Yes, I very much did. And his two favourite feelings are when he first wakes up and he's feeling fresh and new, and when he gets to have a hot shower, and it's that same level of refreshing. I like those two as well. It's quite rare that I get up in the mornings and I'm feeling like, woo, time to get up, but sometimes I wake up and I'm like, yeah, awake. Ooh, and you feel like you can stretch forever and like it's amazing. Oh no, Figaro says he likes it after when you get the cooling rain after a period of dry. I really like that. It's emotionally cooling and physically cooling, and it's very refreshing. I like the first smell of like after a really hot baking summer, and that first smell of like cold air in the morning, and equivalent to, I also really enjoy when you've had a really, really cold winter and you wake up in the morning and get that kind of smell of spring. It's really hard to define the smells, but it's like a feeling of warmth or a feeling of cold. Baxon likes hearing me ramble, which is very good according to my last commentary. Yes, he says that he likes hearing me ramble, which would be good for VidCon because he's not very talkative, but I am, so woo! Nathan Lyle says he hasn't been looking at my gaming videos because he can't watch an hour at a time. If he wants to watch something, play something for an hour, then that would be better. Everyone's different when it comes to gameplays. I've always been someone who's watched my sisters play, so I really like watching walkthroughs, but I can understand the sentiment of not really enjoying watching other people play games. And he also commented on how animes kind of have sometimes a good or bad ending. I think I've talked about that once or twice, how animes kind of the ending can ruin everything, or so I might even talked about in that video. But there we go. Words and stuffs and things. Anime sometimes can end beautifully and sometimes end terribly, and to be honest, most of the time when it ends badly, it's when the manga the anime series is overrun on the manga timeline. And that's usually when they kind of mess around with it, and so they can do actually good things. On my naked truth on gender identity, there was a full-blown essay from Boss Virgil, but basically the conclusion was people you know, fighting over individual traits is not worth it. Just love people for their individuality, which is well said. If you want a nice, happy, rambly essay on that, please go to that video and just read his comment. And El Ponyo, I don't think I've ever seen your comment before, but hello, said that he had never heard the concept of a gender scale or a sexual scale or a orientation scale. So I'm glad I've introduced that concept to you. I've always just kind of viewed it as a thing, but I think it was probably introduced to me by something, I think it was Joss Whedon said when he was doing Dollhouse. I feel like that was where I first discovered the concept of a gender scale. And I find it very interesting, and I feel like everyone's on it. You can be very strongly one or kind of in the middle. It's a very interesting idea. On my anime review for Avengers, Black Widow, Marvel's Confidential, whatever it is, Baxon said, "What is that coffee machine?" My kettle whistled halfway through the video. Unfortunately, it was turned off by someone else. And Big Virgo asked if my house was really busy. It was kind of busy. I mean, there was only one person downstairs, but there was a lot of things going on that particular video, but I needed to film it and just get it uploaded. And asked whether or not I've checked any DC comics out. I put a link on my reply to that comment to my review for The Dark Knight Returns, the 2-part mini film thingy. So yeah, I have watched a couple of DC. In terms of DC versus Marvel, I've just generally been more interested in Marvel because I found the characters more interesting. But you know, I'm willing to do a bit of flip-flopping as it goes. But just Batman and Superman, who are obviously the two key main people of the DC universe, they've never really interested me that much as characters. So it's one of the reasons why I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is it's new characters that I haven't had the pre-ingrained concept of. So I could come into them with kind of more or less fresh eyes and really enjoy them as they developed. So that's one of the reasons why I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe more than the DC Cinematic Universe. Nathan Lyle said that I commented on how I was surprised that Black Widow doesn't get it's both covert and very overt. She's an attractive hot redhead in a black catsuit who is running around in full view of the public with a giant green guy and a bunch of superheroes, and yet is still able to go undercover and stuff as something that confuses me in the cinematic universe. And he mentioned, Nathan Lyle said that perhaps people don't really see a petite redhead when there's a giant green guy running around destroying buildings. To which I say, yes, but if it's the age that we're in, when there are camera phones, I've got the feeling that at some point someone's going to have scrolled through the camera phone and be like, huh, who is that incredibly attractive female who looks like Scarlett Johansson, who is kicking ass and taking names? Because I've got the feeling that, you know, people want to know who she is. I'm just thinking, because, like, if they're at the point where they're making in cinematic universe, they're making real life action figures of the real life superheroes in the universe, I feel like they should be able to, like, if there are people who are, these heroes turn up for what, a day or two at a time, do giant things, and people are like, yeah, superheroes, let's make action figures, then clearly they've, like, spent time looking through footage in order to get uniforms right and stuff. So they must have seen Black Widow. She's not that covert when she's in the middle of a battlefield, but yeah. Rant aside, wow, this is meant to be a short video and it's not going to be, my pizza's going to be binging any second now for my lunch, so I've got to keep talking. For my random vlog regarding sleepiness, Mark Amano asked what I do for work. I'm an admin assistant at the moment. Nathan Lyle says he's always had trouble falling asleep and has kind of rough nights when he does. I think you might need to talk to someone about that. It sounds like you're having a bit of a hard time, but you said on another video that you did like the feeling when you wake up feeling refreshed. So maybe aim for some more of those, because if you do like that feeling, you could probably aim to duplicate it a little bit more often. Maybe, I don't know. I know it's very hard. When you have trouble with sleeping, it gets worse and worse. And Eric Dye wrote a very, very compelling comment about his history and how he's doing much better. And that's really, really very exciting. So I'm glad you're doing much better. And yeah, it's good. Like, I'm very jealous of people who are able to work out a very consistent sleep schedule, because I know in my heart of hearts, it's like the doing exercise and drinking enough water. I know in my heart of hearts, if I were actually to force myself to have a regular sleep schedule, my life would be so much better. But In the meantime, there's the practical part of I want to hang out with my friends and play Don't Starve till 6 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. There we go. KSJ asked whether or not, was talking about on my, sorry, I keep on reading the comments before getting the title of the video. On my random vlog regarding spring cleaning and stuff, KSJ commented on alcohol as an incentive. It is a spoonful of sugar that helps the medicine go down. Mark Armano commented on the fact that he has no problem throwing away stuff that's damaged or he doesn't like. I try not to throw stuff away, but it is very satisfying to just do it. Regarding the dress, Solace B said I should give the dress away, while Nathan Lyon said I should keep the dress. And I think the conclusion with that particular dress is I'm probably going to give it charity because I don't love it, but I can really, really see someone who is younger than me really, really loving it, because I did love it when I was younger. Sorry, I thought the oven was digging. I really did love it when I was younger, and I think it could go to someone else and they would really, really love it. And it's time to pass it on to someone who could like it more. But Solace B was very complimentary. He says I was very cute. I was too cute for the dress, so there we go. Nathan Lyle says he's never cleaned out his closet, which is quite impressive. But I'm very much a person that I usually have a yearly, like, I have to clear space. My parents used to get very annoyed because I used to get like cravings to clean and tidy it around late at night. I was talking about my sleep schedule. I reread my diary and it said sort the fuck out your sleep schedule when I was 14 in my diary. And it's one of those things that I've always, like, I like to sleep, I really, really do, but there's a point where I always used to get midway through the night, I want to tidy my room, and it would be around 2 or 3 in the morning when everyone else is asleep, and I'd start moving around furniture in my room. And so I'd go to bed with my bed under the window and my bookcase against the wall, and my parents would come and wake me up in the morning, and it would be the other way around. It was just one of those things I like to reorganise on a regular basis. But the current turf out that I'm in the middle of is probably the biggest one that I've ever done. So yay! And Solace B just took a week off to do his spring cleaning. I wish I could damn well take a week off to do spring cleaning. I'm lucky if I get my holidays as is, but that's amazing. But the thing with spring cleaning is I always find spring cleaning is a really good procrastination for other things. So my bedroom is usually pristine when there's other things that I should be doing, but I'm not. On my zombie attack bag unboxing, my first unboxing video, Baxon said it's the coolest piece of paraphernalia I own, which is very practical, thank you. Solace B says he wants one. I put a link in the comments so you can find that. Mark Armando talked about some of my tote bag and poppers, in snaps and poppers and tote bag and canvas bag Americanisms. I was like discovering new Americanisms which I kind of knew but I didn't really think about, so I found that super interesting. And he said that knowledge is as good as physical ability during a zombie apocalypse, up to a point, and that I think he and Big Bojo Tube both commented on the fact that there's an ocean between us if there was a zombie apocalypse. I definitely think that America would have the advantage during the zombie apocalypse because there's so much more space, so there's room to run, and there's better availability of firearms. I think in England, because everything's so much more compact, it's just everything's close together. Like I always give the example of London, the fact that you think London's this really, really big place, but you can actually walk between most of the big landmarks in the course of about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. You cross most of London, or at least the big tourist traps of London, in about an hour. And so if that were to happen, if the zombie apocalypse were to happen in England, I think we would be very quickly overrun, but that's what 28 days later is for. Nathan Lars says he likes buying the same things. Again, I only do it once in a blue moon, but when I really, really love something, I really, really love something. And KSJ asked if I actually have zombie attack plans. Of course I have zombie attack plans. I will make an entire vlog at some point. It'll be a random vlog for one of these coming weeks about my zombie attack plans, because of course I have zombie attack plans. In fact, I think I have 4, but we'll see how that goes when we go. On my Skyrim New Nemesis random vlog, Sourceby says it seems so sad to see a lovely lady lose her head over a guy. Well, he did have an amazing sword, and his armor was to die for. And yes, he did. He decapitated me. On my random crafting vlog skirt alterations video. Oh, my pizza is dinging. I'm gonna have to finish up really, really quickly. I'm just gonna let it beep. It'll get burnt. Oh well. On my crafting video for skirt alterations, Mono Grateful. Hello. I don't think I've seen your comment before. Hello. Said that it was really fun, and they love my crafting. Thank you for enjoying my crafting. On to my Naked Truth response. The more Mark Armano is sad because the more I talk about VidCon, the more he wants to go. I'm sorry, but there's always time next time. Same with Solace B. Nathan Lyle commented on me saying mile instead of kilometre. It's one of those things that's the problems with the metric system is saying centimetre and kilometre and metre instead of inches and, foot. In England, we tend to use inches and foot and mile as just colloquial terms in conversation. If you dramatically say, the bullet missed him by inches, that's a lot more dramatic than the bullet missed him by centimetres. It just, it's a colloquial. We use the old-fashioned terms for colloquialism, that sort of thing. Onto my channel update. Where was I? KSJ was wondering whether or not I'm a ghost in the machine, and I didn't realise it, and I say dramatic moment reveal. Dum dum dum. Nathan Lyle gave me some really, really good suggestions for future British culture videos, which I will take into account. I don't know whether or not I could do an entire video on each of those subjects, but definitely very useful, so thank you for that. Moving on to my baby chickens and my bad luck video. Baby chickens is a Nerdfighter reference to, I think it was, I can't remember which vlog brother got the baby chickens originally, but they said it was like tiny little baby chickens are inside their head and they're picking at the inside of the skull, and then the eggs are cracking and moving out to the nose, and all of the baby chicken goop is coming out, and that's what baby chickens mean. There we go. Solace B says he is not going to talk about the last time he was hard sick because he doesn't want to sound like he's bragging. So I'm very impressed. Did you get something very impressive? KSJ says he doesn't know what baby chickens is. Now you do. Wow. And he also comments on the fact that some people have been having problems commenting on my videos using the mobile app. I don't know what's going on there. I'm trying to sort it out. 2 or 3 people have come back to me to say that they're having trouble commenting on my videos, so I'm working on it, but I don't really know how it happened, so there we go. I am working on it. Solace B says that he can't say he's ever done any silly accidents unless running your fingers in a printing press counts. I'm assuming you're saying unless ruining your fingers in a printing press counts, in which case that sounds painful. Libban says he was sick 3 weeks ago. He got stomachache but has no good remedies. And he also possibly tripped over something. It sounds like a tongue twister. I tripped and hit my rip into the side of a deck. Did not break anything, but was sore for a bit. It sounds like you're doing a tongue twister. Is that tongue twister? And Ryan Butterfield says he was ill about a week ago and got drunk and tried to hit a sign and has sprained his ankle. So I feel sorry for you, but that's kind of funny. I feel sorry for the sign. And last but not least, my pizza is probably very burnt by now. Featuring ice cream. I asked what your favourite ice cream flavours were. So Nathan Lyle said they like orange sherbet, cookies and cream. That sounds amazing. I don't know whether or not that's 3 different types of ice cream flavours, or orange sherbet and cookies, or cookies and cream, or all 3 at once. But it sounds very exciting. Cookie dough is amazing. I love cookie dough. Peanut butter never really been something that I've really appealed to me until the last couple of years, but I can understand the peanut butter thing. And KSJ gave a random reply to a random vlog. So there we go. Whew. thank you for watching. I'm sorry this video has been a bit rushed. I'm sorry I'm not very focused. I've really got to go eat and get dressed and go to work. I've got like 10 minutes now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week for another commentary, and very soon for another vlog. Bye guys. I keep doing this. I keep on saying bye and then not actually having my webcam up. Second time lucky. Feel free to comment, and I'll see you guys all very soon.